Hello everyone, I'm AT Storm Track meteorologist Austin Haskins. We finally saw those temperatures get back a little bit closer to seasonal levels on our Tuesday, thanks to a little bit of a more westerly flow at the surface and in the upper levels of the atmosphere. But thanks to some extra cloud cover around to the north and east and more sun to the south and west, we had a little bit of a range in those highs yesterday. We only got to 40 degrees in Medford. Eau Claire, though, got to 47. Menominee, just down the road from Eau Claire, 51, and 52 was the high in Red Wing. But of course, the winds were still a bit breezy yesterday, and that made it feel a little bit colder than that. Now, looking ahead for today, we are looking at sunny, but those breezy conditions around once again. In fact, winds will be a little bit stronger today than what we had yesterday. We're still looking at Friday being the warmest day now of the next 7, and then talking about if there are any rain chances in the forecast here going forward. So winds today, west to northwest 10 to 20. We could see a few gusts upwards of 30 miles an hour, maybe even an isolated gust to 35. And this would make it the 11th day out of the last 12 that we have seen the wind gust, at least in Eau Claire, at or over 20 miles per hour. Now, we get a break from the wind tomorrow out of the southwest at about only 3 to 8 miles per hour. On Friday, it picks back up a little bit to about 5 to 15 miles per hour, but that won't be all that bad because it will still be a southerly wind, and that's going to push temperatures even higher than what we're going to see today and Thursday. And not much happening on Future Track either. A lot of sunshine around for today. We'll have mainly clear to mostly clear conditions heading into tonight, maybe partly cloudy in a couple of isolated spots at an instance or two during the evening hours. And then for tomorrow, we'll have clear to partly cloudy conditions around. Again, with those light winds, it's going to make way for just a beautiful mid-November day. We'll have mainly clear skies Thursday night. Heading into Friday, same thing. A lot of sunshine around. As we get into Friday night, though, ahead of a cold front approaching that'll move through here Saturday morning, we're going to see more clouds around, especially mid to late evening and the overnight. That's as the warm front comes through, cold front comes through on Saturday, and that still could spell a small chance for a couple of sprinkles or a light shower on Saturday, but overall, the trend is for this to come through in most cases dry fashion. Once we get into tomorrow and Friday, we'll be within the range of those higher resolution models, so that should give us a little bit of a better idea. But it's not looking to be anything widespread or significant in terms of rainfall. Now, next week, there are a few slight chances in there, but the models are really all over the place on agreeing on a solution. So we're going to kind of split the difference and just mention a small chance for some precipitation at some point during the first half of next week. And you look at the map here from the Weather Prediction Center. This is the total precip over the next 7 days. So this is through Wednesday morning of next week. And most areas not expected to see anything, maybe a tiny bit at least showing up here south of Highway 10. But again, we're dealing with the drought concerns. The new drought monitor comes out tomorrow. Likely we are going to see things maybe worsen a little bit across the area. So we'll have those updates on our social media pages Thursday morning. Highs across the area today, upper 40s to the north, but most of us getting back into the lower part of the 50s, and that's about 5 to nearly 10 degrees above average for this time of the year. For tonight, we are back down into the 20s for those low temperatures. Some of the colder spots may get close to 20, if not dipping into the upper teens for a time. And of course, the story last night was the Northern Lights that was in full force across the area. We do have a chance of seeing them again for tonight. The outlook for the KP index is kind of in that 6 to 7 range. Last night and earlier this morning, it was up to about an 8, at times close to a 9. So still a decent chance we could see them tonight. It's not a guarantee, but there's a possibility we could. Again, that will just depend on how everything plays out. And of course, if we end up having any cloud cover, which as you saw there, most of us should stay on the clear side of things. For tomorrow, high temperatures mostly in the 50s, upper 40s in Medford. Could be as warm as 57 degrees down by Alma. And then for Friday, mid to upper 50s. Many locations, though, getting into the lower part of the 60s. Farther southwest, there's a chance we could see even a few mid-60s in the forecast. Around 60 on Friday. Into Saturday will be around 60 as well. Then we're falling back into the 40s Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, which is a little bit closer to average for this time of year.